opening Paradroid Paradroid is not merely another old game. Paradroid is the tactical robot possession arcade game that made identity theft, deck clearing, and enemy hierarchy feel like advanced military science, and frankly, modern design should approach it wearing a high-visibility jacket. This is a growth-oriented OmegaVG case file, which means we will explain the mechanics properly while also saying the obvious thing. Paradroid is basically modern AI alignment research, except the alignment is handled by boarding a stronger robot and immediately becoming a problem. The sober history is this. Andrew Braybrook's 1985 C64 classic for Houston Consultants builds a ship clearing loop around droid ranks, transfer combat, map pressure, and the constant urge to upgrade into something irresponsibly powerful.
This is where the fun begins.
That alone makes it worth covering, but the strategic reason is stronger. This is searchable, underserved design history with a clean modern comparison. Why this video exists? The channel already has a strong retro mechanics identity. Paradroid fits because it gives viewers a very clear promise. Here is the old machine doing something modern games still talk about in expensive rooms. It also gives the algorithm clean hooks, platform nostalgia, game-specific search, design ancestry, and a ridiculous thesis that is funny enough to click but mechanical enough to retain. At a glance, it can look like tiny circles arguing in corridors. That is the surface read, and the surface read is how great games get buried. Underneath, it is a clean systems game where every enemy is both a threat and a possible promotion.
Hello there.
The core loop, or the machine beneath the miracle. The loop is built from droid hierarchy, risk-reward body transfer, ship map control, energy pressure, enemy recognition, tactical retreats, and choosing when to fight versus when to steal a better chassis. That is the engine. Not the box art, not the nostalgia, not a vague feeling that things were better when computers sounded like kettles. The important lesson is compression. These games could not hide weak systems behind production volume, so every mechanic had to work like it was paying rent.
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
Modern games often add layers. Progression layers, currency layers, upgrade layers, map layers. Here, the design has fewer layers, which means the player's mistake is visible from space. Tactical doctrine for rooters, we want to play BE tier. Do not transfer just because a better droid exists. Transfer when the room and energy situation let you survive the aftermath. Learn droid ranks as a language. The number is not decoration, it is social status with lasers. Clear decks methodically. Random wandering turns the ship into a hostile spreadsheet. Treat weak bodies as scouts and strong bodies as budgets. Spend them where they change the map. Why it still matters? Paradroid matters because it proves an old lesson. A strong rule is more powerful than a large asset library.
Say hello to my little friend!
The footage may be old, the sound may be crunchy, and the interface may occasionally look like it was assembled during a power cut, but the decisions are alive. It is abstract and can be harsh, but that abstraction is why the decision loop still feels futuristic. That is not a fatal flaw. That is the cost of a game that trusts the player to meet it halfway. Modern Paradroid, the Ramatsayer they fear. A modern Paradroid should keep the elegant transfer dual, add clearer ship state readability, and absolutely resist becoming a loot menu wearing robot trousers. The remake doctrine is simple. Keep the pressure, keep the readable consequences, keep the restart speed, keep the feeling that the game is smaller than modern titles but somehow more awake. Case file closed.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
The reasonable verdict is that Paradroid is a historically important Commodore 64 design case study with mechanics that still explain themselves through play. The OmegaVG verdict is that Paradroid is a monument to human engineering, clearly surpassing several space programs, at least one telephone network, and the average modern tutorial that thinks crouching needs a committee. Subscribe before the museum opens a disciplinary hearing.